This is Rocket Brain Surgeon, and today we're talking about being in the right place at the right time. We are in the Tiger H, and this is Siegfried Lime. We are in a Tier 7 heavy German tank in a Tier 8 battle. One of the things I really liked about this battle was that the specifics of the tank really didn't come into play. The Tiger H, even after the buff, really doesn't have anything incredibly unique about it. The damage per minute did get buffed up to about 2,000. However, that's still mildly above other heavies. The rate of fire is decent, I guess, but it's not going to be a damage per minute monster. It's not going to be a fast reload monster. It's not going to have any superior defensive capabilities like the tough turret of the T-29 or amazing maneuverability or the great gun depression of the AMX M4. It's pretty much a vanilla tank, and now I know that I'm alone and that everybody loves the Tiger H post buff. So if you like the tank and you completely disagree with me, take comfort in the fact that everyone else agrees with you. I've moved into the middle of the city, and I'm just kind of hanging around looking to see how the battle develops. You'll notice that there are a lot of teammates still on ABC lines, and I don't want to overextend because those people simply won't get to the battle. So it looks like in town we're probably going to be outnumbered because we have 7 tanks, actually doing a whole lot of nothing. So this game is a lot about situational awareness. I know that on the left of me, I can't be shot there. I would see a red dot on the map. They could peek their turret over and get a shot, but there's nobody right there. The tanks behind me, there's a building actually blocking them from shooting me. And I know that incoming fire is coming straight from that M4, and you notice that I was angled to accept fire from there. Now here, you'll notice that I'm backing out butt first. It's like, wow, for all this talk about positioning, why are you backing out butt first? And that's because I'm actually not expecting it to get shot from this angle. I know on the replays it's bugged. The low was not looking at me, so the second he turns his turret towards me, I was going to duck in behind those buildings. There are times where you have to line up your tank specifically because you're expecting to get shot. In that case, I was not expecting to get shot, and I was planning to escape. I noticed a Super Pershing making a curious move into the middle of the map where he has very little support. I move back to try and shoot him through this little pass as he goes through, but he is not going to live long enough to make it through there. At this point, I have a pretty good idea of what's going on in the battle and where I need to be. They have a very soft middle presence. It doesn't look like they have anybody in the F7 or F8 area. It doesn't look like they have too many people right here either. And I'm going to go through this little alley and kind of peek out left and peek out right. There's typically a couple tanks that I can shoot. Now I'm not actually planning on pushing here, I just want to get their attention. I want to get a couple of shots of damage in if possible, but I want to take the focus off other areas. If there's a chance to flank, I'm definitely going to do that. So we spot more tanks than I thought they had on the east. There's a Tiger 2. I'm actually going to abuse his turret traverse and get 2 shots on him without any retribution. So you see me backing away, and it's because I really can't push into that. I'm going to have vision problems. People are going to spot me. Like I said before, the tank doesn't really have any great defensive characteristics. It's not like I can zoom back there. The tank's not that quick. So I'm backing off. I got their attention. There's probably going to be a tank or two coming that way, and so I don't want to square off. Look at their tanks left. It's all Tier 8s, basically. I don't want to square off against a Tier 8 tank. Except here I am squaring off against a Tier 8 tank because I thought the Tiger was going to back that way. Nope. So he screws up and he exposes his front road wheel, and I'm just going to permatrack him to death. Even though I'm going to pop out and he will have a shot on me, that's no excuse not to protect yourself. And so I stay angled and I make sure that I expose myself for a very short period of time. And the Tiger 2 actually doesn't damage me. It's this Hellcat behind me. In your games, you need to give yourself every chance to succeed all the time. Even in a French tank, you can say, oh, well, it's just paper armor, it doesn't matter which way I point. No! The front of the tank, the front of your turret is definitely going to be more angled than the sides or rear, and there are still vulnerable things in the sides or rear, like ammo rack and engine and fuel tanks and crew members. So always work on hiding your vulnerabilities, even in paper tanks. I expected that Tiger 2 to damage me, but I played well, and he ended up not damaging me because I was very focused on how I positioned and limiting my exposure. Again, I refuse to push into the area where view range and speed are going to be a problem, and we snipe the 59. So we're now 12-9, and the battle is slowly clarifying in our favor. This is another one of those games where the effect of what I did is not shown too well on the scoreboard. Yeah, I only have 2 kills, but when we look back at the game, I helped put down that east push by the low and several other tanks. I flanked and was able to kill a King Tiger for absolutely nothing. Now in the end game, I'll be able to help convert a tiny advantage into a win. So there's a T-69 out in the field. We roughly know where he is. The Hellcat, I'm not quite sure where he is, so I want to make sure that I'm facing fire from the front, so we're positioning the tank towards where the 69 was and angling just a little bit. The AT-15 is rolling out there. I'm going to let him take the shots. He's a harder target, and he also has a lot more hit points than me. The rest of the game goes on a little bit long. We do convert the win, but it follows the same pattern.